Hey friends, it's Felix here. Today I'm going to dive into one of the most asked questions I get. Why do I always mix titanium white with my paints? I'll show you exactly why, and we're also going to make a full color mixing chart together using my 8 core colors. By the end, you'll know how to mix your own perfect shades, and there's also a free color mixing guide in the link down below. Before we dive into mixing, I want to compare the 2 paintings I did using titanium white and one without, and here they are. This one is too vibrant and doesn't have much depth in it. And the one with the white has a lot more variety of color and looks a lot smoother, and it has way more depth. Alright, let's dive into the materials needed for today. I'm gonna use 11 by 14 canvas. You could either use a canvas or anything you want to practice on. For brushes, we just need the 1/2 inch flat brush from my 4-piece brush set, or you could use anything you have available. And for paint, I'm gonna use my 24 set of acrylics, and I'll show you which colors from this set. Medium yellow, orange, scarlet red, sap green, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and lamp black. From my 5 set of acrylics, we're gonna use titanium white. It's a bigger tube, and that is because I use white more than any other colors on all my paintings, and I'll show you and explain later on in the video. I'll be mixing on my palette paper here, and also we need a palette knife to mix your paint. And finally, we need a jar of water and some paper towels. To quickly demonstrate, I'm going to use color straight out of the tube and show you how it looks. I'm going to do a simple sky with these colors, starting with a medium yellow, going into orange, scarlet red, cerulean blue, and ultramarine blue. Use water and my M2 blending brush. This is just to give you an idea and show you how it works. So here are the colors, and I'm going to pick up first color, right? Pick up yellow, and let's start somewhere in the middle. Here's how it looks so far. I actually tried to make it look nice. I even added one more layer, doing the same colors to make it even softer, so that I can get some cerulean blue, but as you can see, it just looks all the same. There's no transitions. It transitions here super dark then to orange and to yellow very quickly, and doesn't have much of a smoother transition, right? So I'm going to continue and finish and try actually to do something on the bottom, maybe add some trees and create some depth, and let's see what happens. Here it is. As you can see, I actually tried to make it look somewhat nice. Of course, I could spend more time detailing it, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this because this is a practice piece, and I wanted to show you guys how it looks if I were to just add paint straight out of the tube. I've been using a lot of yellow here and sap green to brighten up areas because the colors are so dark that I needed to create some, separation between them. So I used a lot of yellow actually, that's what I noticed. And it still looks pretty flat. There's some depth to it, but it's not the same as using titanium white. To save you guys some time, I added some paint straight out of the tube right here in the corner on the right side. I just squeezed on my paper palette right here and added that. That will be our colors that will be the darkest, because when we add white, it'll be the lightest going into the darker yellow, right? And you'll see how many colors you can create and shades and tones you can create with just white and one color. So go ahead and do that, add your colors, and then let's start mixing, starting from the lightest color right here. And you can use any colors you have available. I just chose colors that I thought would work best for this video. All right, with yellow, you could see I added a very small amount of white here, like half a thumb amount, And each time I'm adding a little less white, as you can see, right? This one has the least. But then the opposite I do with the yellow. The opposite, I add more yellow here, and each time I go less. You can see a very small amount of yellow right there, and then add a little bit more, a little more, and a little more. Almost the same as white, okay? So let's mix these and see what we get. And here we have the colors. Very smooth transition, right? And this is our darkest yellow. We're gonna add that right here, but you could see how it transitions, and we have a lightest, very light yellow and going into a darker yellow. And the yellow, it will be the hardest to see, but it's still, you're able to kind of tell, right? And then with the other colors, you're gonna tell even more because they are darker in color. So with our flat brush, we're gonna start with the lightest color, and we're just gonna add it right somewhere here. This will be our lightest color. I'm gonna quickly wipe my paint on a paper towel, pick up the next color next to it. I'm gonna add it right there. You could see it's turning into a little bit more yellow. Wipe my paint, next color. And then finally, we're gonna add the last yellow right there. And now you could tell how it transitions, right? From lightest going into the original color. Now you have more opportunity to play with color, right? It's not just one color, you're limited, right? Let's move on to the orange. Like we did with yellow, same idea. We're adding more white starting from the left and slowly add a little less each time. And the opposite we're gonna do with orange. I'm gonna add less here and go more each time, right? So let's mix this. And here we are, same idea, from lightest transitioning to the darker orange, okay? So we're gonna add these and you'll see the difference. So with our flat brush, make sure it's clean, we're gonna come back and do the same thing. Right there. Clean our brush, pick up the next color. And then the next. As you can see, it's transitioning nicely. And finally, the last color. And something to keep in mind, you can even, if you wanted to create, it doesn't have to be 4. It could be even more. You could do so much. You can even make 5, 6, 7, 10. You just have to know the ratio of white, how much to add. Each time a little less, right? And you can create a lot of different tones and different colors. Moving on to scarlet red. Same idea. White the most, and each time go a little less. And then the opposite, more red on the last one, and each time go less. And here we are, light pink going into a hot pink color, and then red. So I'm gonna add these real quick, doing the same thing with the lightest color. I'm gonna quickly add that. And here we are. As you see, you have more to play with. It's not just red. Now, because of white, you have pink and then hot pink. Let's move on to sap green. Same idea, right? More white, less white. More sap green. A very small touch right there. Something to keep in mind, as I was mixing, right? Since we're doing only 4 colors, I want the transition to be a little more darker in color. And because obviously, like I said earlier, if we had more 5, 6, 7, right, I would leave this as it is, because the transition between this one and this one is very, very hard to tell. It's almost like they're almost similar, but I want it to have a little more green. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of sap green to this one, so that for this, again, because we're doing only 4 colors, I want that transition to be a little stronger, right? So a little bit more green to this one so you could see it more. It won't look too similar. Make sure your brush is clean, and here are the colors. I also did the same thing like I did to this one, to this, and this one. I added a little more sap green because it was similar to this color, and then this one was similar to that one, and I added a little more. And that's the thing, you can always add more color, right? So always starts with small amount of color, and you can always add more. All right, so let's start with the lightest color and do the same thing like we did to all of them. I'm going to quickly add all these colors and then show you the outcome. And here we are. You could see I could even make another shade, right? I could keep going if I wanted to, because between these two colors, there's room to play and add more white to create even another shade, right? But that's okay. This is a good example to show you that you can mix even more, right? It depends on amount of ratio. But now you see that you have more options again to play with, right? This is good for like highlights to the grass, to the trees, to the leaves, things like that, right? Let's move on to cerulean blue. And here we are. You could see more white, smaller amount of white. And then notice that I always add a little more white than the blue or any other color that I added, because using color straight out of the tube it's very strong. Okay, so you can I always recommend adding more color later if you need to, right? So always start with a small amount. You can always add more. So that is why white helps to take away the color a little bit, the vibrancy of it, and make it a little smoother. And that is why I use more white than any other color. And here we are. So with these colors, I'm going to quickly do the same thing, add them right here, and then I'll show you what I get. And here we are. Now you have more options to play with sky or even ocean colors. This is cerulean blue is leaning towards like a green blue, and I chose these colors specifically and you know, phthalo blue is a darker blue, but I chose the next color, ultramarine blue, because I want to show you a variety of different colors. But phthalo blue is very similar to this blue. It's a little more darker though. And ultramarine blue is leaning towards purple and more reds. It's good for night skies, night paintings, and things like that. And here is ultramarine blue. I'm going to mix these and show you. Here we are. So you could see a light blue, and when I add it here, you'll tell the difference between these two. This is leaning towards more like a violet color, right? And this one's leaning towards more green. And then this one, the last color, this is super dark, right? But this one's like cobalt blue. And here we are. You could see these two colors, cerulean blue and ultramarine blue, are very similar when you add white to them. The only difference is this one's leaning towards green more, and this one's towards purple, but they're very, very small difference, right? So this is where you then, once you practice mixing, then you choose, okay, I want more of these kind of tones, purple tones, more evening, maybe nighttime paintings, right? Or flowers, or even for this one would be good for like ocean or daytime paintings with the greens, right? Let's move on to lamp black. And here we are. I'm gonna quickly lay these out. And this is how it looks. Light gray going into a darker gray, right? And I use black a lot to darken a color. And that would be like a next topic to cover. Same idea, like I use titanium white to lighten a color and make some of these colors straight out of the tube less vibrant, right? More pastel colors for my skies, and just to create depth and more separation and make the painting have more variety of color. So with black, I will use that to add to darken a color. I wanted to do one more color with you guys, and I want to mix some of these colors together to show you what we can create. And I decided to do a purple. So this is what I have. That's the next step, right? If you wanted to create even more colors of your own, you can add, I'm gonna do 5 because I'm making my own color, right? So I'm adding more white, and then each time go less, as always, right? And then a very small amount of scarlet red and ultramarine blue, and then a little more here, and each time a little more until you have the most on the last one. So I'm going to mix these colors and show you what I get. This is a good example. So I noticed over time of painting that red is a strong color and it's leaning towards pink color, right? So I actually added more ultramarine blue to this one because I want to make it lean towards purple more. And so keep that in mind that red is a very strong color. So I added more ultramarine blue, a little more to each one than the red. And here we are. Nice purple color, leaning towards red more, right? And if I wanted to make it lean towards blue more, I would obviously add more ultramarine blue to each one. But this is good right there, from lightest to the darkest purple. These colors also are similar to the gray a little bit. You could see it's very similar. This is just more neutral, and this has a little more red, right, colors to it. So that's the difference. And actually, a fun fact, if you mix ultramarine blue and some scarlet red, that'll give you black. So we're gonna mix these colors, and that'll give you a very dark black. If you don't have a black, that's another little tip, a nice hack to know when you mix these two together. So obviously it's leaning towards red more, right? I'm gonna add a little more ultramarine blue and it's gonna turn into black when it dries. And that is why these are pretty close in color. And here's the full chart. Remember, these are colors straight out of the tube. It limits what you can do with them, and you aren't able to create much variety and a lot of depth in your painting if you use colors straight out of the tube. But if you want to improve and get better, use white, mix, and create different variety of oranges, like peach color, right? And pinks, and then light greens, purple, right? I'd encourage you guys to practice mixing, because if you master mixing, you're able to create a lot of beautiful paintings. And of course, you can use primary colors to mix your own orange if you don't have a set of colors, right? Like, for example, orange, right? You mix a yellow and a little bit of red, and that'll give you orange. And then for green, you can mix yellow and blue, any blue that you have, and that'll give you green. Or you can mix black with a little bit of yellow, that'll give you green as well. Things like that. But I'd encourage you to test colors, try different colors and see what you can come up with, because that's what I do and that's how you get better. And sometimes it's harder to understand when you read something or watch a video on a topic, right? So it's important to try to do it yourself, because that is the best way to learn. Thank you guys for watching and being here. I hope this was helpful and that you learned a lot from it. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Take care and God bless.